Greetings, schools and libraries that participate in the Schools Union Catalog database for interlibrary loan. This is John with Opals, and in this clip I'd like to illustrate how to request an item via interlibrary loan. Please note that there are other video tutorials out regarding the Schools catalog and participating BOCES school library systems and libraries, such as searching the Union catalog, this one on requesting an item, filling an item, and returning an item. Okay, for this clip, I'm going to keep it geographically small, and I'm using the GST, the Greater Southern Tier BOCES School Library System Library, and I'm going to use the Horseheads Middle School because they know that a request might be coming along. If you would like to search the entire area of the school's geographic region, you would search right here. You'd keep this all up here. Or if you'd like to keep it closer to home for different reasons, you could choose select location like I am going to right now. I'm choosing select location. I'm going to choose the GST BOCES. Of course, you could choose all or keep it close to your geographic area by choosing the school library system that you participate in. The district, I'm going to keep it all, and the library, I'm going to keep it all. So I'll be very geographically close to the GST system. I'm going to click OK. I've entered the author, Yane Teller, and the book title, Nothing. Please note that you can choose all sorts of different search options, such as title or the author, subject, etc. But for this one, I'm just going to use the anywhere because I have the first and last name of the author and the title of the book. I'm going to click the search option, and in a moment we'll see some results. Right off the bat, I see the book Nothing by Yane Teller, and this is the GST SLS, which I knew I would get because I chose that, is my overriding, so to speak, school library system. And you'll see the Elmira Heights Central School District and Thomas A. Edison High School. For this example, you'll see GST, Elmira City School District, and the Elmira High School 7 to 12. Of course, here's another one, the Campbell Junior Senior High. Again, for this video, I'm keeping it close to home, so to speak, and so that the library who I'm requesting from knows that this is coming for a video tutorial and not in a legitimate real request for a student or teacher at my library. And I'll be using the GST, the Horseheads Central School District, and Horseheads Middle. The first thing I will do is click Request ILL. Place my search, and now you'll see all the GST libraries that have the book that I'm requesting. You'll see these different libraries, and you can put a check mark in all these boxes if you'd like to search the entire offerings by these libraries in the GST system. For today's video, I'm just going to choose Horseheads Middle School. So I'll put a check mark just here because I don't want to send requests to libraries that don't know that this is for a video tutorial. I'm requesting one copy. The expiry date is if a teacher or a student or an administrator is looking for a book and they don't need it after a certain time frame, you can put in that time frame. So if a teacher's doing some lessons on a particular subject and if the book comes beyond that, they don't need it, then they can put it, you can put in an expiry date. I'm just going to put in February 28th. The borrower's name and borrower's ID. You have to be very careful here. Any electronic transmission in the state of New York cannot have a student's name and their ID in the same electronic transmission. This is an ILL request. It's via electronic transmission, so I can't put in both pieces of information. It is nice to have something in here to remind yourself of who asked for the book at your school. I'm going to put in my first and last initial. I won't put an ID in. I could write a note that would let all the libraries know this or that specifics on my request. A private note would go right to the library that I'm requesting here. So I'm going to put a private note in only just to remind them that this is a request for a tutorial. I've got my private note in that'll go directly to Horseheads Middle School, the library I've chosen. Please ignore this request. It is for a tutorial on requesting books via ILL and my name, John at Opals. All right, we go to the bottom of the screen and we click Submit Request. I've placed my request, and I mentioned that the ILL ID would come in handy. Now I'd like to look at the request I placed. To do that, go to the ILL tab, click it, click Requests, and you'll see the ILL ID, the title, call number, Jan A. Teller, the author. The site I requested it from was Horsehead Middle, and you'll see the date and my expiry date, meaning I don't need it after that time, and the status is currently open. Finally, you'll see the manual request option. The manual request is for a request of an item or some object or something at another library that is not cataloged with normal library materials. Maybe it's a 3D art piece, a potter's wheel, a skeleton for nursing students, whatever, and then you would the option would be to click manual request, and you won't be searching for it. You'll put in the description of the item, etc., that you'd like to request. It's not used very often, but I just thought I'd mention it. Now you'll see that the request has been confirmed, and my ILL ID is 126281. That'll be a number that you'll use in future transmissions for this particular request. You're also seeing the library's names, the librarian's names at the requesting library that will get my email, i.e. my electronic transmission for this request. So once again, it's very simple to put a request in there, and I just wanted to go over one more point again that I talked about at the beginning. The location. I am very specific here, only the GST BOCES School Library System geographic location. But just remember, if the book is hard to get or you'd like to get many more copies, you could choose Select Location and choose All and have all the systems, all the districts, and all the libraries participating in the Schools Library Union Library catalog for ILL. Or you can choose your school system, your school library system, and then be very particular on which districts. So I could go to GST and say I went to Corning Painted Post. I'd be very specific. Okay, so I just like to point that out. And once again, you might want to have a look at the Searching the Schools Union Catalog ILL database with some tips and pointers on searching the Union Catalog. Thank you very much.